One more match for CM Punk next Sunday at No Way Out. Punk and Fish, one last time. Damien Priest, south of heaven to Eric Young. The briefcase is secondary to the hatred these two men have for one another. Oh, hang on. Ricochet at ringside. Ibushi just beat the Intercontinental Champion. Sasha Banks is the #1 contender. What is she doing? She got the win. Surely the point was proved. And Banks is making a run for it from Paige as well. This title match just got more heated. Scurll has just walked out of this match. Finn Bálor challenging Kazuchika Okada, and he accepts the challenge. We are on Finn Bálor, Kazuchika Okada for the WWE title. Hello everyone and welcome to Smackdown Live, the final edition of Smackdown Live for this series of Universe. There was plenty leading in for the blue brand, heading into No Way Out as well. Plenty to look forward to. I cannot wait to see what will happen here tonight. Oh boy, things are already building up right away. Seems as if CM Punk right here, right now, wants to get his hands on Bobby Fish. But to the surprise of no one, I'm sure, Paul Heyman instead wants Punk to go to the ring and wrestle his match this up next, keeping his client away from the sights of Punk heading into his final match at No Way Out. But as for this evening, ladies and gentlemen, the big main event is to come our way in El Paso. It's the villain Marty Scurll. This is the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada. And CM Punk is in need of getting to the ring because he is in action right here, right now, against Jason Jordan. Making his way out for this contest here. You may remember the last time we saw Jason Jordan in action, it was against the Good Brothers with Chad Gable for American Alpha, and I mentioned on that evening that it would be last time for one of the two on SmackDown Live, and I think as you can see right here, right now, it is Chad Gable who wrestled his last match on SmackDown Live on that evening. Chad Gable instead making his way over to another brand. I'm not going to tell you which brand. I know the trade that has happened, but I'm not going to tell you who it's happened for and what brand it's happened for. You have to keep your eyes peeled for that one. Meanwhile, Jason Jordan, though, now in his lonesome on SmackDown Live, getting a chance to prove himself in a one-on-one contest right away as he wrestles CM Punk in what will be this man's final match on SmackDown Live. Remember, Punk is retiring from the business at No Way Out. He will be stepping down, but not before he gets one final match against that long-standing rival of his in Bobby Fish. CM Punk making his way out here, ready and raring to go for the opportunity of a lifetime to be able to go out with his head held high against Bobby Fish. Before he does that, he has to wrestle one last match on SmackDown Live, and that is going to be against Jason Jordan. Thank you for tuning in wherever you are. This final week is certainly a chaotic one. We've got, of course, ECW coming up for you tomorrow. Then NXT TakeOver the end. Then No Way Out. And the series comes to an end, and we move on swiftly right away to the next one. Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live, I've been told, already working on new sets as well. For us, I know we only just changed them at SummerSlam, but apparently some new sets are being worked on as well, some new designs, and on top of that as well, maybe ECW will have to throw its head into the fray, although, you know, I quite like how things look on that brand. Why wouldn't I? Anyway, Punk getting ready here for this match of Jason Jordan warming up on the outside. You heard it from Punk just a moment ago. He wants to get his hands on Bobby Fish. He wants to get his hands on that man bad as well. Is he going to get his wish here tonight? Paul Heyman said, wrestle your match and maybe you'll get your answer. Is he going to get his answer once he's done here in the ring against Jason Jordan, who's looking to provide an upset right from the get-go? Jason Jordan rolling up Punk and all. Only getting the quick little count there, nothing done to try and put him away, but he was trying to get the win right away. That's for certain. Punk right now going to work here. Got some good shots coming in. Going after Jason Jordan as soon as he can. Look at this now, just bringing his whole body weight down to the chest of Jason Jordan in the turnbuckle. If Bobby Fish is in the building, we know that Sheamus and Bobby Lashley are. If they're in the building and Heyman's in the building, and surely I would imagine Fish is going to be in the building in some capacity, is he going to rear his head here tonight, or was it all just hubbub from Bobby Fish to try and get CM Punk out of his face? I suppose we're going to be fighting out in just a few moments, I imagine. Maybe during this match, maybe after this match, maybe not until later on this evening, actually. So maybe a little bit longer than just a few brief moments of waiting. Jason Jordan right now, though, looking to make the most of the moment that he's got. Look out. Double Northern Lights suplex. Bridges on the second one. Feet are planted down, but Punk hits the far shoulder up in time for the count at 2. Jason Jordan knows what an opportunity this is. Imagine in Punk's last match on SmackDown Live defeating a 5-time world champion. Imagine what that would do for Jason Jordan's credibility going forward. Look out here, throw it up into the air, plant it down into the mat. Jason Jordan just continuing to go to work here on CM Punk. Breaking him down piece by piece, momentum now in the corner of Jason Jordan here. Look out, nice single, nice deadlift, gut wrench suplex rather. Shinlock being applied on Punk right now. Punk really in a little bit of trouble here. I don't know if he's playing any possum or not, but he's certainly not looking as clean cut as he may like, especially so close to his farewell match. Nice kick in the gut and all. Follows it up with a running high knee there to take Jason Jordan off his feet. Jordan comes up with the counter, sending Punk into the turnbuckle. Punk in trouble here. Check out the strength of Jason Jordan as he hits a German suplex with ease. Punk would have liked to have looked so much better heading into No Way Out, but as it currently stands right now, he is perhaps on track to suffer a shocking upset loss here in this moment. Instead, Jason Jordan unable to put away Punk, only able to get a 1 count off of back-to-back German suplexes as well. Punk comes up with the counter there, kicking the leg of Jason Jordan. Here comes some quick shots from CM Punk right now, sending Jason Jordan into the turnbuckle. What are we going to see here? Taking his time and took too long. Jason Jordan comes up with the counter, and an amateur wrestling takedown sends Punk back down to the mat. Jason Jordan really using the power that he possesses to hone in and take advantage of CM Punk here and really leave the self-proclaimed best in the world on the back foot. Look out now, cross armbar stitched in here, legs crossed over, grip in tighter. If he can straighten out that arm, Punk will have no choice but to tap out, otherwise his arm could very well snap. But Punk able to negotiate himself around that hold, slip out, get some good quick shots in, back up to a vertical basis, and a high kick into the side of Jason Jordan's head. Punk sees at the beginning of the end. His only focus is on No Way Out. Go to sleep! He will end his SmackDown Live career with a win, but will he end his career with one more win this Sunday against Bobby Fish? We are gonna find out in just a few short days' time. No Way Out is almost right around the corner. Punk is your winner this evening. Can he make it count? Can he make that win happen? Can he leave having known that finally he got that all illustrious win over Bobby Fish? We are gonna find out then and there. Oh, he's gonna get his answer here. Punk shoots to the front of the ring, but coming into the crowd, Bobby Fish with a bat. God damn it! Fish with a baseball bat to CM Punk. Snuck up from behind. Well, Punk got what he asked for. He wanted Bobby Fish and he got him. Though not in this capacity, I imagine. A baseball shot between the eyes. That bat used as a weapon by Bobby Fish. And Fish will put Punk on his shoulders for a sickening fish hook. Punk laid out in the ring. Is this how his career will end? At No Way Out. God damn it, Fish. Never the respectful one is Bobby Fish. How does the phrase go? And a leopard never changes its spots. Bobby Fish never changes his ways. Associated with that snake Paul Heyman, and he'll be a snake in his own right as well. We'll see though what'll happen between those two when the time for the underhanded tactics is over, when the time for trying to seek the chance to get your hands on that guy is over, and you finally do get your hands on that guy at No Way Out. Who will leave with that win in CM Punk's final match? We will find out this Sunday at No Way Out. As for right now, however, Damien Priest is about to find himself all on his lonesome, as he is finally gonna have to stand in the ring and face perhaps his worst nightmare, because he's gonna have to stand in that ring against the Machine, Brian Cage. And this music doesn't really suit Damien Priest anymore. You saw it at the top of the show, and you saw it last week as well. In that no disqualification match that Eric Young was in, Priest was standing at ringside. Normal things going along. I was questioning about Damien Priest, about his fear that he had for Brian Cage. But it seemed. And the next thing we know, Damien Priest lifts up Eric Young, looked like he was just helping him to his feet, put his hand around his throat and drilled him into the floor on the outside with a South of Heaven, and walked out. There have been attempts to contact Damien Priest for a response, attempts to contact Eric Young for a response to it all as well. Radio silence on both sides. Nothing from either side has been given, and we have no response from either as to what happened. But Damien Priest here tonight, whether he wants to give a response or not to those actions, will have to give a response here tonight in that ring when he finds himself locked up against a frightening man, a frightening machine. There's nowhere to turn to anymore, Damien Priest. It is time to feast your eyes, and it is time to lock horns. Nowhere to run. Nowhere this man will let you run. Brian Cage has come for you tonight. He's gone through Eric Young. He's gone through Killian Dane. And he went through them again. Now he looks to go through Damien Priest. Every time Priest and Cage have been in the same vicinity as one another, the same thing has happened. Priest has backed away, Priest hasn't moved on for a fight, or Priest has just flat out walked away from it all. He may want nothing to do with Brian Cage, but now, Damien Priest, there is no way for you to turn anymore. You have to do battle with Brian Cage, and whether you like it or not, he's gonna hurt you. You can try and run all you want. This machine is a freak of nature. He'll just catch you. Let's see if Priest is going to show more of the same, or if there is going to be a fight in this man. There isn't a fight in this man. I wouldn't have expected this from Priest ever. I never would have expected this from a man who looks as Damien Priest does, and the actions especially that he had last week as well. But it's clear to see Damien Priest is scared of Brian Cage. Standing on the outside now, away from the machine, wanting nothing to do with him here. Referee trying to force him back in the ring. We've already had enough problems with countouts on this brand. Think back to last week's main event. Count up to 4 here. Damien Priest is just standing on the outside. I think he's looking to take the count out loss. Brian Cage, and it just didn't let it happen. He runs down Priest, and now the machine has Priest in his clutches. Oh, look out here, Priest. Sent into the ring. No place you want to be, and especially not if the machine is in the ring with you. Thrust kick into the gut there. And oh, look at that. Priest gets the counter, tries to run out of dodge. Cage ain't interested. Comes right out of the ring after him. And the fight and the problems continue on. Oh, Priest comes up with the counter there. Oh, he's trying to run away again. Trying to run away again. And again, Cage will cut him off. Look at the intelligence of the machine to be able to cut him off, and here we go now. Once again, stops him in his tracks, forces him back in the ring. Brian Cage looking to go to work here. This time, Damien Priest may well have had to learn there's nowhere to run. Will he just take his punishment? Will he be beaten down here? Or is he going to try and fight back? He's going to try and fight back, it seems. Is he going to run for the hills? No! Damien Priest has changed his mind. Priest is going to fight. Priest has found that wherewithal in him. It's almost as if he was trying to lure Cage this whole time. That could well be the case. Or maybe Priest has overcome his fears now that he's in the ring with the machine. Double-handed choke bomb, trying to hand the machine his first pinfall loss. Not going to happen. Cage has been in this universe now for a little over a year since joining the company. And in that time, he's never been pinned, submitted, counted out, disqualified. You'll have one loss on his track record, and he wasn't even involved in the finish. More or less, he was the one who gave the other guy the win in that triple threat match. But Priest right now doesn't care about wins or losses for Brian Cage. He cares about just beating Brian Cage here. Damien Priest has found his footing in this match, and he has taken it to the machine right now. Face first into the mat. And Cage is on the back foot here. Oh, maybe I spoke too soon. Back elbow there by Brian Cage. Look out now. Oh, hard knee in the chest there. And the machine is quickly turning things around. Big time. Leaping knee. Cage getting almost 7 feet up in the air to nail it. And then you just see all of the strength from Brian Cage with a deadlift powerbomb. Covers made. Looking to finish off Priest. But the man gets his shoulder up at the count of 2. And he keeps on trying to fight you. Trying to shrug off the shot there. Backing Cage up into the turnbuckle. Look out now. Face first into the turnbuckle we go. Damien Priest with a kick in the gut. And driving the head of Cage into the mat. If you're going to take someone's move, you may as well take it from the longest reigning champion in the history of this universe. Taking a move from the repertoire of Seth Rollins and trying to use it to beat Cage. Cage kicks out once. Could he kick out a sight to heaven? Oh, Priest may be looking for something else, but Cage got the counter to it regardless. Look out now. Fireman's carry with a spinning cutter variety as well. Damien Priest putting up far more of a fight than I anticipated. He has been able to control the machine a little bit. Oh yeah, I forgot. Brian Cage though, he doesn't care and he can do anything. He can do anything. 619 from Cage. Diving headbutt as well from the machine. And in that moment, all the fight may have faded from Damien Priest. Brian Cage may look to end it. Priest comes up the counter, however. Forearm shot. Priest coming back. Priest coming back. Oh, knee right in the face. Oh, he's not coming back, actually. He is going down. The drill claw will connect. And Brian Cage will beat Damien Priest. The machine does it again. Damien Priest put up his fight. He wasn't afraid to back down, but now Brian Cage has been through them all. Eric Young, Killian Dane, and now Damien Priest. Brian Cage has been through them all. He's had his little welcoming party on Smackdown Live, and he ruined it and made his own party out of it. Where does Cage go from here? Who is next in the sights for the torment of the machine? I fear for you, whoever it is. Finn Bálor definitely had a little bit to say after the show went off the air last week, as well as we just hear tonight towards the WWE Champion. He says they're going to steal the show at No Way Out, but he is going to do everything in his power to take that title away from him. Fighting talks from the challenger ahead of their title match this weekend. Right now, though, it is time for another champion to be in action here tonight. It's the Smackdown Women's Champion in Paige. We saw last week Sasha Banks became the #1 contender to the Smackdown Women's title. We know that match will not take place at No Way Out. Whether or not it'll be taking place at Survivor Series or not, we don't know right now. What we do know is that Paige will be in action here, and I wonder what is in the mind of Paige following up from what we saw on SmackDown Live last week. We saw Sasha Banks and Tegan Nox having quite the contest, and then all of a sudden we see that blatant, heinous assault from Sasha Banks on Tegan Nox. No reason given, nothing to kind of build us up to it. Banks just did it. She just took her out, assaulting her after the match. Paige came to the rescue, but the damage was done by then. Banks hightailing it away from the champion. But for what reason she did it for, we simply don't know, and it seems as if we're saying that a lot as well. We don't know why people are doing things. We don't know why Priest hit the side to heaven on Eric Young last week, and we don't know why Sasha Banks did a post-match assault on Tegan Nox either. What we do know is that Paige came to the rescue against her #1 contender. And the #1 contender was backing away from the champion, turned her back to her as she walked away as well. Paige, not best pleased, I imagine, by those antics, but they happened nonetheless. Now she has to turn her attention in this contest to Carmella right now and to that title match, whenever it may be. German suplex with a bridge, Carmella's hands in the ropes here. I believe these two women have squared off in the past, and it was pretty close. For Carmella, she did lock in the code of silence. I believe it was Paige that was on. Oh! Super kick from the champion there, however. That'll knock Carmella right off her feet. Paige looking to go to work right now. Looking to put some damage down onto Carmella here. And I wonder if the boss is going to be watching on, if she's going to have any reaction to what we're seeing here tonight. She trains, of course, for that SmackDown Women's Championship match as well, I imagine. Sasha's chance for a first bit of gold in this company. Let's see if she can make the most of it. Nice back suplex there from Carmella. Paige certainly felt the impact of it. Hard forearm shot takes Paige down there. And Carmella trying to follow up, trying to get an upset. Paige all sorts of tangled up in the ropes, however, so that wasn't going to happen. Look out now, forearm shot, counter by Paige. Oh, look out, here comes the dangers of Paige. Trio of headbutts to knock Carmella off her feet. That is devastating enough. And it looks like it's going to get even worse for the Princess of Staten Island. It's a cloverleaf locked in here. Look at the angle. But Carmella's back is bent in on this Texas cloverleaf. She has the hand extended out. Will she be tapping with it, though, in just a few moments? No. Carmella will kick her way out. Great work there. And she's trying to fight back here. Forearm in the champion. Oh, but it's all quickly gone away. And another German suplex comes in. Carmella trying to bravely fight, but the thought of last week, I must imagine, is running through the mind of Paige. She was in no fun mood. She isn't in the interest to give Carmella a chance to shine. She's in the interest to put her away and make sure her challenger gets the message. PTO is locked in. You already knew this one was over. Paige wins it here. And Sasha Banks, you have lit a fire under the SmackDown Women's Champion. And speak of the boss, here she comes, storming the ring and going right after Paige. Sasha Banks jumping the champion. Paige had her back turned. What the hell is Sasha doing here? Oh, a running knee into the face of Paige. The boss stands tall over the champion. And Tommaso Ciampa follows up with what we just saw by saying there is going to be a war between himself and Kevin Owens when that ladder match takes place for the Money in the Bank briefcase. As for right now, ladies and gentlemen, we have our number one contenders match coming up next. The winners of this will face the Good Brothers this Sunday at No Way Out for the WWE Tag Team titles. It is going to be the Dangerous Alliance against the Guerrillas of Destiny. There was so much that happened last week on Smackdown Live. Sadly, we didn't get to put it all, or Smackdown Live rather, didn't get to put it all in the little recap package at the top of the show, but we did see plenty of quick shots as well backstage of the brawl between the Dangerous Alliance and the Good Brothers. It spilled on after we had cut away from it. And we saw, Sheamus was brawling with Carl Anderson, I believe. Bobby Lashley was brawling with Luke Gallows. It looked like the Good Brothers got the upper hand by the time we had cut away. Well, the brawl apparently went on, and from a few backstage people I talked to, they said that it was hard to split them apart, and there wasn't really a winner to the brawl either. They were both, all four sides, were fired up for more, really, and we may well get more if Sheamus and Bobby Lashley can pick up the win here tonight over the former WWE Tag Team Champions in the Guerrillas of Destiny. Now, a quick little note I want to give you all. This was reported to me as well by a few backstage sources before the show came on the air. Even though this match is taking place, Tama Tonga and Tanga Loa specifically told Bad Luck Fale, don't come out with us. So we had spent the last two shows or so speculating as to whether or not there was a future, really, for the originals. And, well, I think that gave us our definitive answer to it all. Tama Tonga and Tanga Loa cutting ties with even their own blood in Bad Luck Fale kind of proves that there is no more originals. Maybe they thought that Bad Luck Fale was too closely associated with AJ Styles and Finn Bálor in the past to be able to work alongside him once again. Maybe that was why they had to cut the cord with him. We simply don't know. And I know I've said that a lot tonight, and it's not the only answer. It's not the only occasion where we don't know the answer regarding something involving the Guerrillas of Destiny. But what we do know here tonight is that these two men that you see right there are a well-oiled unit. The Dangerous Alliance working together as well as it always does. But these two men are blood brothers. These two men know how to work alongside one another. They'll never split apart from one another. Tama Tonga and Tanga Loa always working together and looking to leave here tonight. The chance to go after those tag team titles again. You think about their long reign that ended at the start of this year, for the American show-offs, and it's quite surreal to think that only goes down as the second longest tag team title reign of all time in this universe. The first one currently held, as it has been for a long time now, by current World Heavyweight Champion Roman Reigns, and the man who holds the record for the longest reign in the history of this universe, Seth Rollins, with those WWE Tag Team titles as well. Tama Tonga and Tanga Loa have held them twice before. They're going to be looking for the third title reign this Sunday, if they can get through the Dangerous Alliance. And I wonder what'll happen here tonight with Sheamus and Bobby Lashley. Of course, you know that brawl that transpired between them all backstage. Does that make a difference into the focus of the Dangerous Alliance here tonight? Are they going to be more focused? Are they going to be more determined? Are they going to be having more fire within them to beat the Guerrillas of Destiny? Or is it going to be more of the same as we've seen throughout the tag division this year, and that is the Guerrillas of Destiny winding up on top as they look for their third title reign over the team that has 5 of them. Bobby Lashley and Sheamus still yet to win their first tag team title as a collective unit. Sheamus has tag team title reigns in the past, but he's still searching for that one with Bobby Lashley. Tama Tonga's had quite the year so far. losing those tag team titles at the start of the year, returning from injury to win the Intercontinental title. But right now he finds himself on the back end of a great double team move that we see frequently from the Dangerous Alliance as well. Look out now. Ragdolled. Tama Tonga ragdolled by Bobby Lashley there with that deadlift power slam. And here we go. Tag is made here. In comes Tama Tonga. Gorillas of Destiny looking to turn the match around into their own favor. Double drop kick there. And the almighty Bobby Lashley comes off his feet. Let's see what will happen here. Look out. Tama Tonga comes in. Clothesline. Lashley doesn't fade. Oh, and a shoulder charge knocks Tangle over off his feet. That time, though. Third time's the charm. Bobby Lashley does come off his feet to the shoulder charge from the Silverback Gorilla. So here we go now between these two men. What will happen here? As Tangaloa seeks for that third tag team title. Bobby Lashley looking to get the win right now, though. Look at these back elbows that are coming in Tangaloa here. Of course, I talked earlier about how we don't know why they've disassociated themselves with Bad Luck Fale. Of course, the more prevalent question is we don't know why they assaulted AJ Styles after their loss at Fastlane. We simply don't know why, and I know I've said that so many times here tonight, but it's the truth. For 3 weeks now, we've had more questions than answers, and these questions keep on going. They keep on building. Sooner rather than later, we're going to need an answer from Tama Tonga and Tangaloa as to why they have split themselves away from AJ Styles, from Bad Luck Fale, from Becky Lynch, and why they are on their own right now. Tama Tonga, though, coming back in the ring. And it's Bobby Lashley here. Lashley down and Tama Tonga, the former Intercontinental Champion, trying to just keep him down and take control. Look out here. Is he going to rake the eyes? Yes, he is. Raking the eyes there. Both these teams have had their duelings in the past with the WWE Tag Team Champions, the Good Brothers. Of course, we think of the Tag Team Wars and that no disqualification match that the Gorillas of Destiny had with Gallows and Anderson. And of course, we remember back to last week as well with Lashley and Sheamus for the brawl backstage against the Good Brothers. Speaking of Sheamus, back in the ring he comes here. Double back elbows and Tama Tonga comes off his feet. Paul Heyman at ringside, and I imagine he has got to have a grin a mile wide given what he saw earlier on this evening with the involvement, shall we say, of Bobby Fish on CM Punk. Blatant disrespectful cheap shot is another way of calling it. And if these other two men can win here tonight, what a night No Way Out could be for SmackDown Live for the Dangerous Alliance. Punk's last match against Fish, imagine if they win that. Imagine if Fish wins that. And then if they beat the Gorillas of Destiny here tonight, they go on to win those tag team titles. You better believe that Paul Heyman is going to be running and screaming for the entire week. Great strength there from the Gorillas of Destiny, however, as they look to put the chance away here for the Dangerous Alliance and secure it for themselves, but the count only gets 2. Tonga trying to take advantage there, nothing going on. Sheamus coming back here with some good shots. Tama Tonga, oh, Tangaloa counters even, gets in a spear, cover is made. Is it all she wrote? Yeah, the shoulders up in time. I don't think he got enough of a run up, enough of a leap for the momentum to really do some damage to put away Sheamus there. And of course, on top of it all, Sheamus is just one tough warrior, counter made now by the Celtic Warrior himself. Look out here, up on the shoulders is Tangaloa, rolling fireman's carry sent on. And in comes the almighty Bobby Lashley once more here. What will Lashley and the Silverback Gorilla do right now? What will Lashley look to do to try and put the match away? Swinging full Nelson slam. He had timed that about 2 seconds later. Tangaloa's back would have been coming down to the steel chair that Paul Heyman just slid in the ring. Oh, look at this manhandling once again, though, from Bobby Lashley. These guys are around the same height, same weight as one another. And yet Bobby Lashley is making him look like he's just a doll, really, that he can throw around the ring to his own pleasing. Look at this now. Stalling, vertical suplex from Lashley. And you feel the beginning of the end is in the air. And Paul Heyman's grin may get a mile wider. Spear from Lashley. Hook of the leg. The Dangerous Alliance are going in no way out to face the Good Brothers. They are victorious here this evening with a brawl kicked things off last week. This Sunday, they look to finalize it all. It will be Dangerous Alliance versus Good Brothers. It will be a monumental night for the Dangerous Alliance. Could it be a night to remember for Paul Heyman and his clients? Well, speaking of a night to remember, ladies and gentlemen, what a night we're going to have in the first episode of the new series for Smackdown Live. Next week, it is going to be Sasha Banks against Paige for the Smackdown Women's title. What a match that's going to be after what we've seen these last 2 weeks. But that isn't all. We've waited to find out when it is, and here it is. Next week, they will go to war. Kevin Owens, Tommaso Ciampa, ladder match with a Blackheart's briefcase hanging above the ring. But as for right now, ladies and gentlemen, here we are for our final main event on SmackDown Live of this series. It is going to be the Villain versus the Rainmaker. It is going to be Marty Scurll against Kazuchika Okada here tonight. And again, I wish we had an answer to what we saw last week with Marty Scurll. Why did he leave the ring against Finn Bálor? And why do we have so many unanswered questions on SmackDown Live? Don't get me wrong, he does a great job at keeping my interest up. I'd love to know all of these answers. But I hate the fact that we have to wait in the first place. Scurll and Okada, of course, they've had their meetings in the past. You think to Money in the Bank when the Villain made the Rainmaker snap on that evening, forced him to get disqualified. Then you think to Judgment Day as well, where Marty Scurll had a gift essentially given to him by then acting General Manager Shane McMahon, acting in air quotes, when of course Scurll had the predicament put in front of him that if Okada got disqualified or counted out, Scurll would win the WWE Championship. And he had no disqualifications to work with, so he was allowed to wail away on the Rainmaker as much as he wanted. But in the end, it was for nothing, because that man still held the WWE Championship around his waist. He still holds it here tonight, and he'll look to hold it again coming out of No Way Out against Finn Bálor. Bálor challenged him last week after Scurll walked out of their main event. And Okada walks into this main event knowing that he has a big time main event match coming up for him here this evening. A big time title defense coming up for him this weekend. Big challenger awaiting him as well. Okada must love this though. He must love the thrill of the challenge. He must love the thought that he's got Finn Bálor calling him out for the opportunity. And he will look here tonight to get himself riled up and ready to go ahead of that match between himself and Finn Bálor. We heard from Bálor earlier on this evening, and he said he was going to have a very close eye on what Okada would do in this ring, in this matchup. Does that mean he's going to be taking notes? Maybe. Does that mean we could see him out here at some point during this match? Maybe. Hell, we've seen people who are going to collide for title matches all this Sunday at No Way Out, getting in one another's faces already. Why doesn't Bálor just get involved as well? I mean, I don't think Bálor will do it in the way they've done it, but I definitely do think we could see Bálor in some capacity in this main event. Marty Scurll, however, is someone who, even though he's on the WWE title picture right now, I'm going to have my concerns, I guess, my worries about in this matchup. Is he going to try and repeat more the same? Is he going to try and walk out of this match like he did last week when the going gets tough for him? Or does he realize the opportunity in front of him to defeat the Rainmaker, to get a win over the WWE Champion? Is he going to look for that hopeful opportunity? We are going to find out right here. These two men have met 3 times in the past, I believe. And now they meet once again. Surprisingly, I believe it's actually 2-1 to Scurll in their meetings. However, of course, one of those was a disqualification. The other one was an interference, if I remember rightly, by AJ Styles. And of course, Okada's win came when his back was up against the wall, really, at Judgment Day. But he's still left with the victory. Okada right now Trying to go to work on Marty Scurll here. Scurll, of course, started the year as World Heavyweight Champion. Would love to end the year, I imagine, with a world title around his waist again, but he's not going to get that opportunity at No Way Out. Instead, he's going to have to try and fight here tonight and maybe find himself next in line for that title. We'll see, though. We'll see about that one. As for right now, though, these two men locking horns with one another. Okada sends with the turnbuckle. Went for a back elbow. No one there. Scurll moved out of the way. Ushikaroshi from the villain now. And a neck crank follows up as well. Marty Scurll with a good opportunity in front of him here. He'll hook the leg of the WWE Champion, trying to put him away right now. Not happening here. El Paso geared up for this main event here. You got to imagine it's probably going to take some time. Okada matches do like to have quite a longevity to them. Okada likes to get in a feeling out process, really likes to build himself up in stages. Watching an Okada match is like watching a play. You have your first act where you get introduced to it all. You have your second act where things start building up, and then you have the final act where it just reaches a crescendo, really, and it's all chaos from minute 1 until the end. It's just getting to that third act, though, but it is a treasure to watch Okada working his way towards that third act in the ring. It really is. Drop kick from the top rope to a seated Marty Scurll, but it only gets the count of 1. Villain able to kick out early there. Shrugs off the kick in the back as well. Nasty super kick in the ribs. And now Scurll will go to work here. Look out. Driving him head first into the mat. Oh, looking for a slam. Nothing there. Okada moves out of the way. Big uppercut made by the Rainmaker. Able to turn things around now on the villain. Let's see what will happen here. Okada turns him around. Is he looking for a Rainmaker early on? Well, he's got a German suplex, and he's got a bridge after it as well. Count of 2. Oh, look at these forearm shots coming in there. Scurll does come up with the counter. And now it's Scurll's turn to turn things around. Slam in the head of Okada into the old turnbuckle pad over and over again, but the counter is made. And a drop kick from Okada comes in. And now Okada looking for the tombstone. Looking for the tombstone. Oh, Scurll counters. Tombstone's down on Okada instead. The Rainmaker does have that move reversed on quite a few occasions. Could it be a fatal reversal here tonight? The Rainmaker kicks at it too as Scurll tries to mock the pose of the Undertaker there in that tombstone. Comes in with a nasty super kick. Oh, counter made there by Okada. Scurll might be looking to turn him around for the chicken wing. Drop kick. Nails it all again, but Okada not setting up for the Rainmaker here. Maybe he realizes too soon. Maybe he realizes the crowd want to see more of the Rainmaker as well. And he always loves to put on a show. Does Okada. Scurll comes in from behind there with a reverse DDT. And look out now. Indian Deathlock, I believe. Yes, it will be. Indian Deathlock from Marty Scurll here. Pushing the knee in the opposite direction there. Quite a nasty hold for Okada to find himself in. And Scurll is just taking advantage here. He's slowing down the pace, which Okada is fine with, but he's slowing it down into his own kind of pace. He's slowing it down into a pace that he enjoys, that he agrees with. And this sleeper hold locked in here could see the champion fade right here, right now. But if Okada says so, Jawbreaker gets himself out of trouble in that one. Back up to a vertical basis. Thrust kick into the gut there by Scurll, however. Look out now. From behind, backstabber. When you give up your back to Marty Scurll, you've got to be ever so dangerous of what could happen, because you may well get yourself locked in the chicken wing, and it could well be game over right then and there. So far, no indication that Scurll is looking to repeat what we saw last week. Oh, thrust kick in the gut. Super kick follows up as well. And look out. Neckbreaker comes in there. Scurll still has control over the champion here. Their meetings in the past may well have given Scurll an advantage heading into this match. If Finn Bálor was watching on closely, then he'd be noting that Okada isn't really impressing right now. Bird of Prey connects from Scurll. He'll hook the leg of Okada. Has he just pinned the WWE Champion? No. No, not quite. But Scurll could be one step away again. Is Scurll going to line it up here? He's going to look for the black plague. Went for the kick in the gut, but the dragon screw connected instead from Okada. Scurll rolls to the outside, and look at Okada, quick as a whip it out there. Trying to make sure that Scurll doesn't try and repeat what happened last week. Look out now. Into the barricade, though, he sends Okada. And right hands come raining into the champion. Referees count up to 3. You really got to pay attention to the count right now because you have no idea what it is the villain may do here. What we do know is that he is controlling Okada on the outside right now and sending him crashing into that ring pole. Back in the ring we go here as well. Count to 6, and Scurll did return things to the ring. Maybe it's because he's in control right now. Maybe it's because he realizes that he could put it all away. Leaping enziguri from Scurll, and now it's Okada who rolls out of the ring. There's got to be a reason behind the Rainmaker's actions here. Never ducks out of dodge. And look out! Maybe playing possum as well. Scurll sent into the barricade. And Okada back into the ring right now. Scurll laying down. Not showing any signs of getting up to his feet. Rainmaker pose. Meanwhile. Oh, look out. Scurll getting up to his feet on the outside, however. Counts up to 7. Oh, no. Oh, no. He's going to do it again. He's going to do it again. Scurll walking out of this match again. Look at Okada, though. Smart from Okada. And he gets back in. He's going back to the ring for a reason. Because Scurll doesn't have anywhere to run. Bálor standing in his way, stopping him from doing what he wants. Finn Bálor looking at Scurll, and here comes Okada, forcing him back. Doesn't give a second look in the direction of Finn Bálor there, but he is trying to force the villain back into the ring, whether he wants it or not. Scurll getting up to his feet, but he's not able to get himself out of trouble. Bálor will just happily watch on at what he's seeing as Okada brings Scurll into the ring. Rainmaker! It's over. Kazuchika Okada, your winner this evening. Scurll trying to get out of trouble again. Bálor was having none of it. Okada took the chance, forced him back into the ring, and won the match right then and there. And oh, hang on though, Okada was celebrating, Bálor instead interrupting it. I mean, it's good that Bálor had his eyes peeled on what was going on there and was able to stop that from happening, must be said. Well, this is a side to the Rainmaker I don't think we've seen before. Okada quite cocky almost in what he's saying. In fact, more than cocky. He's getting a bit arrogant. He's getting a bit cheap shotty with his words here. Didn't think I'd see this from the Rainmaker, and nor do I have any idea what he means by a special surprise stored either. And Bálor with the right response there. If he beats him, can he do it when they meet for the WWE title at No Way Out?